All right, hey everyone. I was just recording some Call of Duty cinematics for a project I'm working on. Not a not a montage, just like a freelance project for a client. And I thought I would walk you through what I'm doing exactly to get my cinematics, at least better cinematics, because Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, that's a mouthful, is very annoying in theater mode. Specifically, the icons seem to never go away. If I just play a match with bots, I'll show you an example here. But what seems to be wrong with it? I'm using my controller instead of mouse and keyboard, but this is on PC and this is stored for PC. The reason I'm using I'm using controller is so I can get better movement for my cinematic cameras, but I'm just gonna keep it on controller because I'm lazy. So say you wanted to watch a match that you already had recorded or you played against bots and you just want to use that for your cinematics. There's a huge issue because this game sucks for that. Right now you also see I can't get into theater mode, it's locked. That's because I'm still actually in a lobby here. So all I have to do is hit B to leave lobby or back out, whatever it is on mouse and keyboard. Then go to your barracks and you find theater mode. So I did a few here. You can see I did one domination one where I just played against bots. And then I'll explain what I did in the other ones. And if I click this, oh my gosh, I don't know how long it'll take to load. All right, so we're in the game. Boom, I want to get angles for this. So using my controller here, which I highly suggest a controller for whenever you're getting cinematics. If I hit Y and go third person, hit Y again, it says free cam. You can see it here. So then you can toggle controls by clicking in the left stick. Then you're like, all right, toggle. This says toggle in-game UI, clicking the right stick. And it literally doesn't get rid of the capturing or the other domination sites. And a matter of fact, if I play this, when people get kills, it's going to pop up on screen. Like, I don't know, maybe this little bot boy will get some kills. Let's see. Either way, you can see like you wouldn't be able to record cinematics unless you cropped in to hide that annoying capture stuff. So if I was doing them here, I'd be like, oh, like that's annoying. You could record in 4K and crop it out, but sometimes it like, look at that, there's what I'm saying. It pops up in the middle, it says I got a kill over there. And I just found no way to get rid of that. I don't know what Call of Duty's doing. It's terrible theater mode to have options to hide things, and I cannot hide that. You'll see if I go in first person, I click hide HUD, it hides the HUD, but still has that stuff. So, I mean, I don't know what you're doing Call of Duty, but that's freaking terrible for content creators. At least have an option to hide literally everything. And I went in and played with the settings, couldn't find it. So my solution was, let me exit this match here, just to play a match by myself, and it has to be team deathmatch, and I just hide in the corner because that's all I can do. I suggest you go into a match, pick the map you want, go into team deathmatch, and literally just by yourself hide in the corner for, let's see, I did 3 minutes on this one, 3 minutes on this one, 4 minutes. I would say do it for like 4 minutes because there is another problem I'll get into with it here. With the filters I apply, it's going to look even more insane. So make sure you stick around for the filters because that's what's going to make your cinematics way better than everyone else. So here I am by myself, lonely, no friends, in deathmatch. You see I can't even go to third person or free cam until a little bit into the game. Who knows why. Now I can go third person and I can hide the HUD. You can see there is no domination things popping up. I can just have this here and I can zoom around. One thing I suggest too is having your controller settings like really slow. These are what I have for mine. Oh, that's mouse settings. Wherever the controller settings are. Either way, really slow, so when you're moving, you have like full control. And I always suggest, instead of just moving back and forth or forward and back, always adding your analog stick, because the reason you want a controller is so you can get like an angled movement like this. Obviously, I want them playing and stuff. But, so that's how I get to a place where I can record cinematics. Basically, let's get some nice shots. And I want to show you the filters I apply to make it look even nicer. So maybe the water looks cool down here, we don't know. Yeah, the water looks pretty cool. So anything moving is always very nice in your shot, even though your camera will be moving, but having water or a reflection will make your cinematics nicer. Now check this out. If I actually go Alt F3, because I'm using, this is only because I'm using an Nvidia graphics card. Of course, my thing freaks out because pressing F3 brings this up, but I can go into my styles here and I have a depth of field style that looks pretty strong. All you'd have to do, let me find one here. I would go, see, I'm picking style 3. We can pick whatever style. I'll go filter, go down and find depth of field. I'm blind. Depth of field. I've done this tutorial for Halo, but I wanted to just go through it here. So you'll see right away it said there's an issue, and you notice everything's out of focus. That's because in Call of Duty I went too far away, so I have to get back into the map. So now the foreground will be in focus. You can see it's like really in focus, and the background's really out of focus, which of course looks amazing. A little too strong for me, so I'm gonna go back into it here. Depth of field, let's see what direction. Let's go down this way. You have to play with it. But if I go back into the game, it's gonna look amazing. Like, it doesn't matter where you are, all of a sudden there's crazy depth of field. Like, I wouldn't use, well, I mean, this isn't the nicest shot, but you can see before, or this is after, I guess, because I already have the depth of field. And if I turned it off, that's what the normal shot looks like. Now again, I would suggest finding something that's moving. Specifically, the water looks insane. So let's just play with it. So now we got our depth of field, and let's go find a water shot. How far away can I go without it freaking out? You'll see if I go too far, it just goes out of focus for everything, which isn't what we want, but you can get a little closer. We'll find a better shot. It still freaks out when I go far away because it's kind of like rendering it all. Man, like, just look how nice you can get it. Get us flags moving up here. Can I go and use the flags without it freaking out? No, it's gonna freak out because it's too far away from like whatever zone they have set for this. But like, just look at the depth that it creates, or the depth of field, I should say, the focus. It looks amazing. I'm not finding very good angles right here, but just as an example, what you can do, right? Let's see. I think they can go down here so we can get, yeah, just something like this even. So I would just find something, move around, and what's nice about the Nvidia Shadowplay thing for my cinematics is I don't have to be recording the entire time like how this tutorial is constantly recording. I could do that, hit pause, and be like, oh, yo, that's pretty good, and then I'll record it. Which if I just press those buttons, I recorded the last 45 seconds. Now, one issue I do run into, and you should keep in mind, the reason I record for so long, or I have my character stand still for like 4 minutes, because if you actually go back in time, like I'll bring up the controls here if I can figure this out again. Okay, it's out of focus, but actually if I just go forward and then like back in time a bunch, it scales in for some reason. There, see how it's zoomed in, not scaled in, I should say. Like, now I can't get out of that, so that could be just a me problem, but I find it's super annoying because now I can't get rid of it, and I don't have the option to manually go in before. But what's nice is I can use that to my advantage and kind of get wider shots beforehand, and then know that it's going to zoom in after I kind of go out and back on the timeline, and then use that for these kind of longer lens shots. Basically, I'm not controlling it very good. You have to play with the analog stick a lot on your controllers to get a good one. But where is that fire? We saw some fire. Oh, the fire's just on there. Come on, stop freaking out. Okay, it's not perfect, right? Like, the depth of field thing isn't perfect, but those are the steps I take, and then I just go like this and play around with until I find something I like. Usually I'll set up an angle I like beforehand and then turn the depth of field on. As you can see, the depth of field is like kind of nuts if you just like move around with it. You can play around and just find angles you like. This is terrible, but basically that's all I go through to find cinematics or create cinematics in Call of Duty for some of my clients. So hopefully that's been helpful, and if you guys like this, subscribe. I know I did this tutorial for Halo, but I mean, Call of Duty is a little different, but the Nvidia Shadowplay filter or GeForce Experience filter is amazing. It's I mean, you can just see how good the depth of field is, how professional and clean it makes everything look, even just these boring angles like this right here. Look how intense that boat in the background looks out of focus compared to what the game looks like normally here. Like, that's how it looks normally. So huge difference. Try the filters if you have a Nvidia graphics card. If not, you still have to follow these steps to get cinematics for Call of Duty. So thanks guys, and I'll catch you in the next video.